All right, Omar. So let me share something very, very interesting with you, and that's in the context of the framework that would help you not forget to how to live in the present, right? And this is something that Fatma has prepared for us. This was her project, right? How did we divide the time? It was past,
Present and future.
past, present, 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 and future, future. So past, present, and future, right? Okay, so the future is not simply born. So imagine these as moments, right? So future is not born without a cause, but it's only Allah who creates it, right? So what happens is that these are all moments, right? So the moments are coming our way. So there are some moments in the future, right? And those moments come to the present, and then those moments become the past, right? So those moments are in the past. These moments are right in front of you today, and these moments are in the future. And then, do you remember How It Is Made series, right? So in most of those things, there's a plant, and then there's assembly line. The production line is there, right? So this is kind of that production line. So in this production line, this is a great in the grand scheme of things in the nature. So consider this time as a production line, right? As an assembly line, and then all of us, we are the workers in a big time machine, right? But the difference is that in Ford factory, for instance, right, you can only create parts and put those parts together and produce Ford, Dodge, or whatever, right? Right? Or if it's a Chrysler factory, then you're producing Chrysler products, right? So you cannot be in a Chrysler plant and produce a Kawasaki motorcycle, right? Can you do that? No, that's not possible. But in this case, every single moment brings raw material for you, right? So that raw material can have something bad, can have something good, can have something neutral, can have something exciting, can have some new information, have some new opportunities, and all those kinds of things, right? So every single moment, every single day, you're coming up with these moments, and these moments bring some raw material, and those raw material are the new information, right? New opportunities, right? On which you can build, which you can use, and then it's up to you. Like in the worldly plants, factories, you are a worker. You're working on an assembly line. You cannot produce anything of your own choice. But here, you have a free will to pick whichever raw product you want to pick, right? Whichever information, whichever opportunity, whichever new good thing you can pick and build on there, and to leave whatever is negative. Allah, the Creator, has given us this free choice. And in addition to what He provides us, all these things, in addition to that, we have some lessons from the past, right? Because we have some experience here in the past, right? And that experience gave us some solid lessons. And other than that, what we have is the divine scriptures, right? That provides us some. So these are our tools, right? Lessons from the past and the divine guidance. These are the tools which help us produce something which is very good, right? And if we made a decision down here which was wrong, we'll have some negative consequences of that decision in the past as well, right? A bad choice that we made in the past, we have to have that consequences in front of us. Now it's up to us how to apply those lessons to these new opportunities and do something which is positive, which won't have any negative consequences in the future, right? So instead of dwelling in what would be coming in the future, all that we need to do is focus on the present and try to produce something which is positive, which is creative, which is helpful, which will help us not only tomorrow, but way down in the future and in the next life, right? So that's why we have this free choice here, and that free choice also includes belief in belief in the Creator, right? So it's up to us whether we want to believe or not, right? So Allah says if He wanted, He could make every single one of us as a believer, right? So He says that وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لِآمَنَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كُلُّهُمْ جَمِيعًا أَفَأَنْتَ تَكْرِهُ النَّاسَ حَتَّى يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. That if He had willed, whoever in the world would have believed altogether, will you then coerce the people to become believers? In this case, Allah says that He would have created everyone a believer, right? But He has given us free choice. So it's up to us to believe or not to believe, right? So we might decide not to believe in Allah and His divine guidance, right? So if we choose not to believe, then what happens is that all the doors of guidance are closed for us. And then we do a very good analysis, but we reach the wrong conclusion. Then we reach the wrong conclusion. In the verse that I mentioned with you, that Allah says that if it were up to Him, He would make everyone a believer, right? But He has given us this choice, and that choice includes believing in Him or not, right? So, and a good example of that is that of Hind in the Umar series. Do you remember Hind? Her husband name was Abu Sufyan, right? So she didn't believe in the beginning, right? She didn't use reason. So in the next verse, Allah mentioned, وَمَا كَانَ لِنَفْسٍ إِن تُؤْمِنَ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, that no one believes except with the will of Allah, right? And then the important piece is وَيَجْعَلُ الرِّجْسَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ, right? Which means that He'll place defilement or make them blind, not see, if they don't use reason. So what Allah means using reason here is that Hind was not believing, right? So she was not using reason. But the moment she used reason, she became Muslim and she accepted the guidance, and the doors were open to her, and all that she had done was forgiven, right? So that's why the use of reason and logic is extremely important, right? So the moment you use reason, stop living like an animal. Remember our conversation in the previous part? The moment you stop living like an animal, the moment you believe, true belief again is the precondition, and you start applying lessons from the past, then you'd be able to benefit from all the raw material that comes your way. And that's how you can make your present happy, right? And you could be contented right now, you'd be happy right now, but at the same time you'd be able to prepare for the future, right? So this is how you'd be able to live in the present. Otherwise, if psychiatrists give you this advice to stop living in the future or live in the present and focus on the present, you won't be able to do this unless you have this bigger, greater framework in front of you, and you know that what are your tools and the lessons that we discussed, and also how to make the right choices. Good? All right. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.